Set button, I'm recording it. And the thing is, you can hold this in your hand, turn the camera whatever way you want to go.
Oh, okay.
So you can keep an eye on it.
Direction and counseling. So we felt that what we had done just in 5 weeks really went on for longer periods of time. So you're invited to...
One of the things that we were very excited this year in the allocations committee is that they're going to do the Creative Arts program, which is to help individuals with disabilities explore a variety of classes with adaptive equipment and assistive technology.
Hi everybody, I'm Todd Cates. I'm the Executive Director of United Cerebral Palsy. I'm going to do a little overview of what we do, and then Julie, our occupational therapist, is going to talk about the program. Many of you have probably seen our programs zipping up and down the street or heading over to the library. We are a service provider in the Metro Boston area. We see about 700 people a day in our different towards the Cape in a variety of different program models. We have our day programs. We have several group homes in Boston, and then we provide support services, which are they need in their home, and PCAs, personal care attendants, and that's for people who need physical assistance doing their activities of daily living in their home. So we're very grateful to the Marshall Fund.
We have an accessible space that allows individuals who have a variety of impairments to come and engage in a variety of activities to the best of their abilities. We decided that wouldn't it be wonderful, our creative arts program coordinator do some outreach to seniors in the Watertown area, first to sort of determine what type of programs would be interesting, some short-term and single evening events that we will implement over the course of the year. So we are very excited and very grateful to have this funding. Thank you. No, we're not busy supporting it, but we are expanding our community experience program, and I know that a lot of people walk by and don't really know what we do, and we're hoping actually that with that space being expanded. Love it. Thank you.
Along with the newer programs, we have our Adults for Supplemental Transportation program, which helps with emergency situations. When the bus doesn't work with the senior center, which does happen. Carol, sorry. It's okay. Thank you.
We are very grateful that we have been given this grant for another year. This supplements our already existing services. We have medical transportation through a vendor company called Busy Bee, but you need 3 days notice, and everything that also has limitations on when it runs, and sometimes the driver's on vacation or the bus breaks down. So we pay for the ride. It's $100 or 5 rides, but with that being said, we make lots of exceptions. We're very flexible depending on the situation. And as of when I wrote the grant this past March, and so statistics are definitely higher than what I'm saying, we had 113. That program is literally used every day. About 80% of the rides are medical. People get transported, our vendor company doesn't go, and people call because their usual ride can't come. My niece is sick, I can't take, and my doctor needs to see me now, I can't go. And one of the things that happened this year is because of snow and ice. People who usually could get there themselves couldn't go. I'm really not feeling well, I don't know what to do. I need to go to the doctor. The doctor wants to see me right away. And I just came up with a couple examples today. I need to go to the hospital tomorrow. And I was like, fine, you've got a ride, everything's set. And we had somebody call 911. Needless to say, we did not have her take a taxi. We called 911, and she's actually fine. But the bus is also used for grocery shopping among our most frail seniors or those who use our grocery bus, and sometimes just. And then there's also 10% that's used to bring people to the senior center. This fall and winter, we had people coming who sing in our singing group, the Mellow Tones. They come to get to CVS when they need prescriptions. To the library, to voting when it's voting day, and to the food pantry. So this really is an amazing program. We're very proud of it. We're very proud to share this accomplishment with the Marshall Home Fund. Thank you so much.
In the past, we've funded a program with Watertown MA children. We're also excited this year that there'll be a new grandparent program. As you know, more and more seniors are taking care of their grandchildren.
Hi, I'm Arlene Smith. I'm the coordinator of the Watertown Family Network. We're a very small grant from the state, and our focus is that is the most important thing. So first of all, I'd like to say thanks for everything that you do. And second of all, I'd like to explain that I'm very other folks, so having something in there other than TV and lunch and dinner is really important for them. And the joy and different kind of programming to Brigham House, and they have told us that they love it a lot. And so we're also very grateful.
Senior accomplishment. Another program that we've funded in the past is through the Watertown Health Department. As you know, hoarding is an issue, and so.
Hi, I'm Deborah Rosati. I'm the Director of Public Health. I've been with the Health Department that long. But I will say that it is a unique program of dealing with a hoarding and clutter issue and the environment in their own homes. Because as you know, excessive clutter and hoarding does result most often in creating unsafe clutter conditions. You know, and using the regulatory approach, Watertown has gone over and beyond and recognized that there's more to this issue than just will allow the situation to not only be remedied, but to prevent it from reoccurring. And Will Van Dinter has been so instrumental and have experienced this issue, and he can speak a little bit more about some of the detailed services that are provided.
Yeah. I can't take full credit for it. A lot of time is involved. Springwell, so all the service organizations that service the elders. We discuss any cases that might be at potential risk for excessive clutter rate. You know, we cite people, and that is kind of scary because nobody wants to see their loved ones like be evicted from their house or get like a condemnation letter. So we started a support group for orders program. People can discuss what worked for them, what helped. It's run by another coalition that we work with, the Riverside Crisis Center in Newton, rid of clutter to like a behavioral change so that it can be prevented and they can stay even longer in their house. So we would like to thank the Marshall Home Fund for making this possible.
I have worked a lot with the Housing Authority, and
yeah.
the team there has been fantastic. We've seen some of the results.
It's an incredible winter. So it was very fortunate that Watertown Prosperity started a healthy program with the municipal.
Incorporated. It's a recently established organization, 501c3. We just got established last year. And one of our primary initiatives is snow shoveling for older and after each snowstorm throughout the winter. So they have the same assignment the whole winter, and then in return they get community service hours, we give them a small stipend, and we throw them up unanticipated. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Child labor residents. We got 60 volunteers, and we serviced 75 residents. It was a very successful year. We're hoping to expand next year. We're going to be doing snow removal cars, referring them to us so that we can provide some emergency responses. But it's very successful, and thank you so much for the grant. Put
To Windsor House, which provides adult health services and a scholarship fund for at-risk elders in low-income homes.
Hi, my name is Ashley. I'm the program director at Sancta Maria's Windsor House. Windsor House is a nonprofit adult day health center. We've been open for about 40 years or so. Members of the community who are low income and need some place to go for the day. We provide ADLs, we do have physical games, cognitive games throughout the day, as well as bringing different historians, people to come in to talk about different types of books and really expand our activity program and make it much more therapeutic for our clients. Not only do we provide socialization for the clients who attend our program, but with the Marshall Home Fund, we really reach out to people who are in need of respite. Husband at home anymore. So with the Marshall Home Fund that we had left over, we were able to give her husband 3 extra days at the Windsor House so she could keep him at home. It's great to have this funding, so thank you, and we really do appreciate it.
And I personally have known some people who have taken advantage of that, and it's been marvelous. So anyway, so we're so happy to be able to help the people who can't, people are doing it for the elderly. You can see that I'm getting there. Very quickly. But anyway, before you leave, that we will get your checks, but anyway, because I'm a former school teacher. And that, but I'm so happy too, the center is taking over for the chairmanship. Give 3 years of service as support to us, and various people have been on the allocations committee. I won't go into all their names because they're just great, especially with emergencies. Those, a lot of you know that, but those are individual grants that are given throughout the whole 12 months if we have enough money. And they're for medical gadgets that they need. It's a pretty broad spectrum, and it's very rewarding to be able to help people that were going to be cold back there in February. I think Amanda Simeone is here today. But anyway, their program, the Open Door Project, they have done this for a few years, performances that they have there. And this year, they're hoping to have a senior day, a fun senior day, which I guess they do something now with. Could you tell a little bit more about your organization? And if you brought some of your co-workers with you. And one other thing, just in case, because we didn't put in the sign up more about your program, so that you'll know some of the interesting things that we do.
Sure. So again, I'm from the Arsenal Center for the Arts, and I recognize many faces here. If you were up late with me last night, those aren't as mobile now to get to the center to enjoy complimentary performances of the Children's Theater as well as jazz at the Arsenal concerts. And we've expanded that. Our instructor, Tina Graham, with some pottery and tile making. We've also brought some of them from the Brigham House residents to the Arts Center recently to do their concept is to have more workshops open for the entire day, free to seniors, and maybe have it on a senior Sunday. So that's where all this, and maybe we'll serve ice cream Sundays too.
Okay, great, thank you. Beaverbrook STEP will educate the elders with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And with their care providers and their family members also. So Beaverbrook immediately got hold of that and read up on it and got the license to be able to offer these workshops to these people. So anyway, that's, as I said, we have worked with them before on other programs, and so I'm sure that this one is, as we're having people with disability, they're the right choices for their end of life to talk things over with their families, and that is quite exciting to us. The care dimension, I understand that they are building a hospice up in Waltham that will be closer, but they deal with Watertown residents anyway, and I think this past year about 10 or some hospice patients. And these are things that none of the medical plans will cover. So again, and it's things that some people enjoy some of that. And so that really was something that we had never heard of before. And so it was Elizabeth Maycomber able to come? Yes. Oh, there you are, okay.
As was mentioned, our name is Care Dimensions, but prior to a couple of years ago, we were known as Hospice of the North Shore in Greater Boston. We changed our name to, so the majority of our patients are at home, and our team comes in to work with the patients at home. And also, as was mentioned, the clinical part to really bring these modalities that reduce stress, reduce pain, reduce anxiety, and really speak to the quality of life for our patients. Talking about some patients with whom she had worked, and one of the patients had dementia and was really pretty nonverbal. And yet, so she was, it resonates for so many of us. Music is deep within us, and it's amazing what kind of communication can come out of that type of experience. And but they need touch. Some of us, you know, I think it's normal to not feel comfortable around someone who is dying, and yet for our staff, they see it as a blessing. And that's something they're able to provide and often just relieve those symptoms that they have and help them to relax and to feel more comfortable. So it's all about quality.
CASCAP is the organization, along with what used to be Watertown Housing Authority, not the Housing Authority. They're the ones that bought the old Marshall home and remodeled it to a different model, where the other was an assisted living type place, and a social worker that the manager lives upstairs. She has a day job, and she's there for the other. And so we've helped them at least for about a dozen people or that live there. And also maybe to spruce up their common room, that's the entry, the furniture. After 10 years now, with D'Amelio, who's able to be with us today. We've met several times because our board had a party with them before Christmas this year, which he pretty much did all the planning.
And so my name is Bob D'Amelio. I'm what they call a service coordinator at one of the CASCAP buildings that they manage and operate. What I do, I work at a building in Watertown, Marshall House, and also one of the buildings in Newton called Manton Village Place. And as a service coordinator, what I do is homemaker services and Meals on Wheels and things like that to help them with their living situation and their adjustment. Maybe provide some one-to-one support, well-being, and socialization. I've been at Marshall House for a year and a half now, and one of the things that I couldn't help noticing is some activities like luncheons together, a holiday party. We had a pizza party a few weeks ago, and that got a real good turnout. Marshall House is just talking about having a party in a couple of months with Chinese food. We're going to do the holiday party again this winter, and one of the things to be able to live there requires getting documentation. There's no printer there, so we're going to get a printer thanks to this. We're going to get a microwave so that we can maybe cook something.
Our next group, Livewell Watertown, is a new group, and then it's also new to us to be able to run those. Because most of the exercise, that type thing, are inside. And they said the younger seniors now want to be outdoors. I don't think Peterson Toller is here. I didn't notice him. I recognize him. But Stephanie, I did it Livewell is here.
So I'm Stephanie Venizelos, the project coordinator for Livewell Watertown. We're very excited to be here. For those of you that don't know too much about us, we're a project funded through Mount Orations. We had a forum this past spring that brought together a lot of people, and a lot of partnerships and collaborations are underway. We had a great event with REC, who's one of our active people, able to find out what kinds of things would they like to do to live more actively, fun, educational, thematic kinds of activities. So we're a great team with the Recreation Department. And
just to get the buzz and getting that out there and getting people outside to not, especially in the winter when we first did this thing, but doing some hiking, doing some different things. I'm really excited to work with Stephanie and getting some more projects.
We're able to collaborate on this.
Thank you very much.
team them up with the people who come into them that are desperate to be looking for affordable housing.
People throughout sort of actually eastern and western Massachusetts. And this grant will be able to really focus in on outreach and education to housing and starting to make plans, or have found themselves suddenly in a crisis, which Carol and I talk about this all the time. It's actually what we generally get is people who don't think too much about it, that has been sold, and the new owner says you gotta get out, and they maybe have lived there 20, 30 years. People who suddenly just find their economic situation drastic. Feel free to send people our way.
Had voted that program with
For anyone who donates $1,000 or more to our organization, you get half of it back in the form of a tax credit. So, and thank you, Marshall Home Funds is the first organization that was willing to step up.
Us also, a lot of us certainly have attended and know some of their programs, but they approached us about teaming up with the senior center in morning. So anybody that doesn't have to work that day, we would love to have you down at the senior center to see this special group of professional actors and actresses. Okay.
Hi, I'm Jillian Levine. I'm with Murette. As you said, we are the professional theater company actor in the classic repertory company. This last year, I saw a picture of nice men on the slideshow, which was one of our touring shows last year. And through this grant, we'll be able to bring in, Saturday night, like party time. It's a really fun show. So we're really, really excited to be able to bring that to new audiences. The company has an education.
We're saying, why don't you come to us and we can bring the show there? So that's what we're looking
And I believe you've been to Brigham House, I think, a year or so ago, and a lot of the senior centers.
We tour all over New England, actually. Yeah. So thank you.
And then the Perkins School for the Blind, this is that they have, and they were able to help the people that are at home or get them over to Perkins to work together and discuss things. And I think they very recently, Emily, that's right.
Hi, I know a lot of you have met my colleague, Debbie King, who can't be here today, but she's really been impaired in the Watertown community since 2007. So we really appreciate your longstanding support of our programs. We serve a little over 200 seniors here in Watertown, seniors who meet on Perkins campus about monthly to talk about a book that they read or current events. And the group has just grown so disappointed. Like, that's how vital it is to their social life, how close of friends this group has become. So we really appreciate the support. And this grant also supports some of our other outreaches, hear an expert talk about different topics. So sometimes it's a book discussion. This past winter we had a weatherman talk about his expertise, which people had a lot of questions for him. So there have been, a number of other really interesting topics, some geared especially around health for seniors that people enjoy calling in to hear about. So the grant also funds other that we can really bring people together in the community. Thank you so much.
Thank you. The project literacy, that's before, and we were delighted that they did this year so that they could expand, because I believe they're finding more and more of seniors that help them. And I think Jerry, here. I've known a few people who have volunteered it down at the project.
President of the Friends of Project Literacy. And without the Friends of Project Literacy, it would be very difficult for us to raise the money that we need to manage of our services in one way or another. A third are 55 or older. And people are here from many countries of the world to speak with and help with their grandchildren. Sometimes it is to be employed. There are any number of reasons that they want to learn English. And also for us to really listen closely to what they have to say about what their needs are, how we in Project Literacy can perhaps
I'm going to turn the program over to Sarah. And And I don't know about, we have to have our tech person.
My skin. Can you all hear me? No. I'm tempted to say raise your hand if you can't hear me.
Louder.
Welcome, everyone. The grant ceremony, the grant award ceremony is one of the most special events for the Marshall Home Fund because it's the time when we give our program grant award to share with us. You'll be seeing, have a chance to hear from many of the organizations that have, you'll notice in your program that there's a brief write-up of each of the organizations and the projects or programs that they're doing for which they have received. Organizations have brought materials to share about their work, which are over on, I think it's, over on the side table there. So please, the brochure. This year is a special ceremony, grant award ceremony for us because this is our 10th year of grant making. You received grants from us, your organizations way back in the early days. Many of you are new to us and the former previous grant recipients and have been doing for so many years and will continue to do. And we're thrilled that through the Marshall Home Fund, we can help you do it better or help you in the joy. This year we have 60 grant recipients, which is the most ever. It's delightful when, and particularly rewarding when new organizations come to us and ask for money to support their work, to be acknowledged. But before we turn to that, I just wanted to mention that there are many Marshall Home Fund board members. And thank you for all you do behind the scenes to make the work possible for the grant making. Particularly in the spring during our program grant cycle, the allocations committee does yeoman's work. So if you're on the allocations committee, Mary Keeney, and altogether there are 7 allocations committee. 4 board members and 3 community. 3 representatives. Also want to thank our administrator, Jennifer Quinlan, who's not able to be here today, but she does a tremendous amount of work in supporting the allocations committee, particularly, but he's wearing 2 hats. Came to see them because he heads an organization which is also a grant recipient. So he has served as chair of the allocations committee for 3 years, 4 years, and was on it for a year before that. The grant making and all the work that's involved in the grant making. So thank you so much, Mary. You have just been, just an incredible leader. You've been. But not to worry, Sarah Anonymous, who has been on the allocations committee, was wonderful. And thank you, Sarah, for taking that on. Finally, in terms of acknowledging the transitions, I want to years and as co-president with me since the Marshall Home Fund started in 2005. Will thankfully is staying on the board for a year, but he is leaving a board dinner afterwards to really thank Will for his tremendous leadership and his service. And I just want to say thank you again, Will. You've just been wonderful. A few additional thank yous. Carol Burney, who is a former board member, who's here with her camera and will be rolling around taking the role of co-president with me, which makes me feel very, it isn't so sad losing Will as the other co-president. She's a woman of many talents, all the kinds of talents that I don't have. She put together the wonderful slideshow, and so take a look at it. For use of the AV equipment as well as the sound equipment. I want to shout out to George Donahue and John Kabajian. So Many board members brought refreshments, and Danielle brought the cake, so nobody can leave until they've had some refreshments. And thanks also to the other Marshall Home Fund board members who helped in so many ways, including with the decorations. Citations. We have a proclamation from the town council, which I've asked what's the proclamation? Would you like a minute to go over before
I'm
you...
just checking the words. I can't pronounce or... I was coming and he asked me to do this, and I said it would be great to have this opportunity. So whereas the Marshall Home Fund will celebrate and is a community-based charitable fund dedicated to serving Watertown's senior population, age 55 and older, and whereas the Marshall Home Fund was created after services for its elderly residents, and whereas the Marshall Home Fund was created to ensure that the spirit of service and commitment to the well-being of older adults, organizations, and town departments that work with the elderly, and by providing emergency assistance grants to senior individuals referred by $450,000. During 2015, the fund expects to contribute $50,000 to organizations that work with Watertown seniors. Extends its appreciation and congratulations to the Marshall Home Fund for 10 years of service to benefit Watertown's senior population. It witnessed their
Is it on? And not to be outdone.
Be part of this celebration of the work that so many of you are doing on behalf of Watertown seniors, and to mark the 10th anniversary of the Marshall Fund. I got citations from the legislature. And in all seriousness, these citations, there's one from the House of Representatives, one the Senate is doing the budget today and tomorrow, so he was unable to be here. He asked me to come. And these citations are an expression of our appreciation of well-being as a community. So we are very pleased that we could present these to the Marshall Home Fund. Susan, I'll present them to you. Your retiring president, but he is so retiring that we were prevailed upon by Susan and others not to, in so many different aspects of our life in Watertown. You are an incredibly special member of our community. The way you really have a unique ability to advocate strongly, but in a way, and I also just want to again thank all of the people who are receiving grants today. I know most, if not all of you, and I know how important it was. One of the things that really has always impressed me about the Marshall Home Fund's work is you're working in transportation, you're supporting work in housing, in health, in mental health.